Okay folks, so I'm doing something different in this episode of my video. Usually I like to do some DIY issues around the house, little things that I think I can do by myself. I have a rainwater harvesting system in the house. When it rains, it comes down these PVC pipes and then runs down the PVC pipes and then into the tank. What happens is, after a long spell of no rain, when it rains, of the dirt and everything from the roof, everything is washed down into the tank, and that creates a lot of sediments in the tank. As you can see, this tank is quite huge. It's quite huge, about 8 to 9 feet wide and about the same length downwards, about 8 to 9 feet down there. So it's quite a huge tank. I had the tank washed just recently. It was full of sediments, so I had it washed recently. And in the process, the original design was such that the pump just takes water from the tank and then pumps it into the overhead tank. So in situations where we want to wash the tank, what you have to do is, if there's water in the tank and you want to wash it, what you have to do is either collect it manually, which could be very tedious. So what happened was that usually anytime we want to wash, then we have to break the pipe, so we pump the water out, they wash it, and then we have to find a way of joining it. So there are a lot of joints along the pipe which I don't think looks pleasant or even professional. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fix what we call a union. A union is a simple device. A union is just this simple device. So I'm going to cut the pipes, and then fix this union. So you can decouple it. So if you want to pump the water out and water, we just decouple it and then we pump the water out. After we finish, then we join it back, and then it can pump water into the overhead tank. I have some guys who will be helping me out, my 3 sons. First of them is Yehonam, my first. Yehonam, come over. So I'm going to have Yehonam, this my first son. He's the techie person. He's also very technically minded, so he's going to help me mostly with the animation, and he's the man behind the camera. He's going to be helping me with any animation that you see on this production is done by him. And then my second son, Aram, and then Aram, he's the muzzle of the family. He's the strong guy. So he's also going to help me out with the cutting, because we will have to decouple all these pipes, cut them out, realign them and all this. So will be a lot of cutting and this, and he is going to help me in that direction. And then I have the last born of the family,
the shy one,
Della. So yeah, so Della is going to be helping with the cutting as well, and also handling the camera and everything, so that we put this together, and then we see how it goes. So these are the 3 guys. Say hi to the viewers.
Hi.
So we'll see how this goes, and then we'll be taking you through it, and at the end we'll see how it looks after we finish everything. So boys, let's get to work. Okay.
All right.
All right, so what we're going to do, the first thing we're going to do today is that we're going to replace this pipe, with a new one, and then fix a union. As you can see, there have been various breakages in the pipe. Anytime we've had to wash the tank, we've had to break the pipe so that we can pump the water out from the tank and then wash it. That has happened a couple of times. So you can see there are various breaks in the pipe, but it doesn't look nice. So I want to solve that issue once and for all. So what we are going to do is that we're going to cut the all these breakages out and replace it with one long smooth pipe, and then fix the union. So anytime we want to pump water out and not into the main tank, we just decouple the union, then we pump the water out, and after we finish that, then we put it back. So that is what I'm going to do with my son. So Aram, bring me the pipe, the long pipe. So come. So we're going to cut this pipe. We're going to measure how much of this pipe we need to cut, and then we'll cut it and then fix a union. What we'll do is we'll fix the union to one side of it, and then the other side at the other end of the pipe. So when we need to pump out, we just decouple it and then we pump the water out. When we finish, we join it together. So we don't need to be breaking the pipe all the time. Have to make sure that this one goes into this, where the direction of the flow. One trick I wanted my boys to know in the art of joining pipes is to always insert the pipe carrying the water into the pipe receiving the water in the direction of the flow. That is to say, the pipe carrying the water should be inserted into the receiving pipe. This enables the water to continue flowing easily without any resistance, and therefore lower the chances of leakage or seepage. If the opposite is done, that is inserting the receiving pipe into the outflowing pipe, there will be some resistance created by the edges of the receiving pipe inside the outflowing pipe, and this resistance can start water seepage or leakage. So always insert the outflowing pipe into the receiving pipe in the direction of the water flow. So what we are going to do now is that since the distance is going to flow this way, so now we're going to measure it. So this one will go into this, okay, and that one will go. But because we are going to fix the, how do you call it, the union. Now we're going to fix the union at this joint. So we have to fix one side of the union to it. So what we do is we use a PVC glue. Okay. And make sure this component is in it before you fix it, because if you remove it and you fix it, you can't put it back. So make sure that you fix it first, the component is fixed, and then you put it back. So what you do is putting our glue here, now glue there, outside of it. Okay. Now glue here, and then then we just push it in. Okay, now just push it in. Make sure that it's firmly fixed. Okay. It's firmly fixed. Then just hold on for a few seconds, maybe 10, 15 seconds, 30 seconds at most. Okay. Then this will dry out. It's firmly fixed down. Now you do a similar thing at this end of this pipe with the other end of the union. You see there's a black seal. This is supposed to go there tightly, and this will make sure that the water doesn't leak. Now we put this in. Yes. We're going to put this union there. So we repeat the process once again with the gluing. Okay. Okay. We hold it for a few seconds. So now what will happen, and anytime you want to wash the tank, we just decouple this, then we pump the water out, and then which will demonstrate to you in a few minutes. Just pump the water out, and then when we finish, we just join it together. So this will dry in a few seconds. Give me one, let's do it. Come and put it. So this will dry. So now we have to go and join the other side. So now here's the problem. This place, this pipe and this are of the same size. Okay, this cannot go into this. Okay, they are of the same size. Okay, so we have to enlarge it, this one, so that we can push this one into it. So what we do, we have to create some heat. Usually you use what we call a heat gun. A heat gun to do that. You heat this pipe so that it softens, and then you push this one in. But because I do not have a heat gun, we're going to use paper, burnt paper, soften it and achieve the same effect. Instead of inserting the actual pipe which will be joined to the receiving pipe, I used another pipe of the same size so that I could create the desired enlarged space I wanted at the beginning of the receiving pipe, and I kept rotating it so that it doesn't get stuck to the receiving pipe until the receiving pipe is cooled and the enlarged space is created. So now it's what we did. Then I now applied the PVC glue to the desired surfaces of the receiving and outflowing pipes. Then I insert the outflowing pipe into the receiving pipe in the direction of the water flow. Wait for a few seconds for the glue to dry, and then that's it. Problem solved. Okay. So now, problem solved. Anytime we want to pump water, we just decouple the union, and then the water will come out. Okay. The water will just go out. Put it up, put it up. Pressure on it. Yes, come out. After you finish pumping. Pump. Simple thing. Do it yourself, so we saved ourselves a few hundred cedis. Next task will be the main inlet, so you can put the pump up. So our next and main task will be to fix a first flush system at the main inlet to the tank to allow for the washout of dirt and debris deposited on the roof after long spells of no rain from entering the tank during the first few minutes of rain.